What's up, everybody? Welcome to Stay Till the Credits podcast. My name is JP,
I'm Sebastian.
and today we're going to be talking about Black Panther Wakanda Forever, the
Wakanda
newest
Forever, baby.
MCU movie of the year, and arguably one of the best, or maybe the best of the year. But if we're being honest, doesn't say much, but it doesn't take away the fact that this is the best movie of the year from MCU.
For the MCU, yeah. What else came out this year? Just Multiverse of Madness and Thor,
And Thor,
right?
yeah, which we
Okay.
still haven't done an episode on, but it's coming.
Fuck Thor. I thought that shit was so boring, you guys. One thing I will say though, they're getting Marvel's getting really better at adding some color, adding a little bit of spice to their movies.
Oh yeah, they definitely
For
they
sure.
started that with Multiverse of Madness with because of fucking the director change.
Yeah.
Sam Raimi added some fucking color to that
Yeah,
movie.
I noticed a little bit of color in Shang-Chi as well. Eternals kind of had some color, but it was more like brown and yellow still. Um,
Yeah,
but
I agree.
right off the bat, I will say, Black Panther: Wakanda Forever surprised me a lot. Uh, not just in like the story or whatever. We'll talk about that in a bit. But in terms of visuals, I think it's one of the like visual effects aside, I think in terms of like cinematography and general shot composition, I think it's one of the better MCU entries, and I feel like
No, yeah,
um
I agree.
it deserves some credit. Like you can tell that some shots had a lot of purpose, or they knew how to space out the shots and stuff like that. So yeah,
hmm
possibly my favorite Phase 4 entry, maybe.
Mm.
Well,
I need to look up what are all the Phase Four
wait,
movies to make sure.
does Spider-Man count as Phase 4?
Actually, I think the second and third are both Phase Four
Oh shit.
because I think Spider-Man Far From Home was the first one of the
Of
Phase
Phase
Four.
4. Damn, that's crazy.
Maybe.
That feels like that came out like 10 years ago, if I'm being honest.
I know, dude. Phase
uh
Four lasted a long time, but it's because of Endgame.
so for sure, if we're not counting Spider-Man, I think either Wakanda Forever and Shang-Chi are for sure my top two favorite Phase 4 movies. I can't think of what
Okay.
else. For sure
Um.
not Black Widow, not
Actually, no. Yeah. No.
Eternals.
I have them all right here. Um. So the movies. It starts off with the first one being Black Widow. I thought it was gonna be Far From Home, but no, never mind.
I guess
Um.
Far From Home is the end of Phase 3.
Maybe.
Which feels
Yeah.
weird because I feel like it would have been Infinity War, but
Yeah.
I mean
Or
Endgame.
Endgame.
My bad,
Yeah. Yeah.
Endgame. Yeah, that's what I meant to say.
I don't know. I really don't know where.
Big
Well,
fan,
at
right?
least the look. I'm pulling this up from Marvel Cinematic Universe .fandom.com.
Okay.
It if uh
No,
if it's wrong, it's on them, dude.
yeah, no, those guys are legit, man,
Okay, then
for the most
we're
part.
good. So the very first movie of the MCU for Phase Four was Black Widow, then Shang Chi, Eternals, No Way Home, Multiverse of Madness, Thor, and then Wakanda Forever.
Okay.
That's not counting the TV shows, but
Okay,
we're
yeah.
we're talking about the movies.
So not counting the TV shows and not counting Spider-Man No Way Home because it's Spider-Man No Way Home. Um, yeah, I think this movie and Shang-Chi are like probably my favorites from Phase
Yeah,
4.
for sure.
The competition isn't like that bad because most of Phase 4 has been kind of like,
I think it's like there's a big separation between the good ones and the bad ones
yeah, for
in term
sure.
in terms of like
Um,
scaling them.
there's been a lot of stinkers. I feel like uh Marvel's kind of scrambling to figure out what exactly it is they're trying to do. Like, I don't think people reacted well to the cosmic side of the MCU with the Eternals,
hmm
so they're kind of shifting everything again.
Yeah. Well,
There's
I
a
mean,
stupid dog barking outside my window. I'm sorry if you guys can hear that.
I can't hear it, so
Okay,
we should be
perfect.
good. No, I mean, I was gonna say, now that I look at the list, now that I know exactly what's in Phase Four, Wakanda Forever is not the best in the Phase Four, but it could be second or third place But honestly, I think I like Shang-Chi a little more. It
Right,
edges it out a little bit.
right.
But
No, I
definitely could be a tie.
I think that's fair. Yeah.
Because,
Since I haven't
I
seen
mean,
Shang-Chi in a while, like for me, it's still kind of like since this one is
mhm,
kind of fresh, I have it more of a more like this one leaning over
mhm,
it in terms of Shang-Chi, but I just have to rewatch Shang-Chi to make like a
yeah.
definitive pick. But
Yeah, same.
obviously not counting Spider-Man because Spider-Man is
I mean,
definitely
yeah, we all know No Way Home was the best movie of
I'm
Phase 4.
fucking biased. Call me biased. I don't give a shit. Fucking
Yeah, dude, we're a Spider-Man
we're
podcast.
Spider-Man
I mean,
babies. Yeah.
yeah, I know. I mean, I feel it, and it doesn't say that Wakanda Forever was bad in any way because I'm telling you, like, there's a big separation between Wakanda Forever and then what's next in the list, which would probably be Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of
Yeah, I was gonna
Madness.
say yeah, probably, and I would say it goes like I can like Black
It's like
Panther.
a whole rating difference, like
Yeah,
a whole number.
it's like a whole tier list, honestly, because like
Yeah.
I like Multiverse of Madness, um, just because it's Sam Raimi and it's
Hmm.
a horror influenced, right? But
But
when I
it's also Doctor Mid in the Midverse of
yeah,
Midness, you know.
exactly, like it would go middle of the board, and then there's like a huge jump from like
From there to Wakanda.
from there to Wakanda. Yeah, exactly. Um,
Yeah.
yeah.
So yeah, we have the same opinion there.
Yeah, and honestly, guys, now that we're talking about it, kind of a hot take. I kind of liked this movie a little bit more than the first Black Panther. Um,
I don't think it's a hot take, dude.
I don't know, man, because I've seen a lot of people saying that it does not capture the same original feeling that the first Black Panther had. Um, because I know a
Mm,
lot of people really, really like the first Black Panther. Um, not saying that's an awful movie.
mm,
I rewatched it before I saw Wakanda Forever, but I just didn't feel that. Uh, I just didn't. I don't know if it was overrated, like in terms of oh not overrated. My bad. In terms of overhyping it, I feel like maybe people hyped it up a little bit too much. For me, like in the osmosis of me, like when I saw the movie, you know, people said, "Oh, it's fucking awesome," and then I saw it, and it was like not as awesome as I thought it was gonna be. Like maybe it was just
hmm.
that, but when it came to this one, I feel like I liked it a little bit more.
No, I agree. Um, and I don't agree with the other people saying that the first one is better. I agree with you.
Mm,
And I know we've talked about it, and if you've heard of our other episodes where we mentioned Black Panther, we
yeah,
kind of shit on it a little bit.
we shot in there a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's not a bad movie. It's just
No, honestly,
I think it's overrated. I think it's overhyped. That's the same thing that you said.
yeah, honestly, since I rewatched it, it grew on me a little bit. Like, there's a lot of stuff that I like about Black Panther, especially
Hmm.
T'Challa in general. But I think T'Challa is better in Civil War than he is in Black Panther. But,
Yeah.
um, I for the most part, I think Black Panther is so good because of the villain. I really like Killmonger, um,
Yes.
and the rest of the
I
movie.
think it goes in both ways for this movie as well
Oh
because
yeah, honestly, yeah.
Namor is fucking goaded, honestly.
Namor is a really good villain. Um, I love the changes that they made to him. In terms of like his origin story, I don't know much about his origin story in the comics other than he's a mutant, right? He's the
Hmm.
first mutant. That's his like title. Um, but in this one, he's like South American, Mexican, basically. Um, this like winged.
Mexico is not in South America,
Oh
bro.
my bad. I don't know where the fuck. You're right.
We are Mexican, dude.
Dude, I don't know my geography, bro.
And I'm wearing also a Mexican jersey today because Mexico played today in the
Yeah,
World Cup, the first game. Disappointing result, it was a tie, but whatever. We'll get past that.
yeah. Um,
Anyways, it was really great to see that representation.
yeah,
Obviously, we are not. Well, I don't know if we are, but we have the Mexican roots, but we don't have Mayan roots or Aztec roots or
Yeah.
anything like that.
No, well, not that we know of, right? Like
Yeah,
off the
off the top of my
bat.
head, I don't think I have those
Yeah.
roots.
I feel like
But
I feel like we both are examples of getting colonized.
yeah,
I feel like we're more Spanish than we are,
yeah, I agree. I agree.
or like traceable, you know. Um,
Yeah, but I mean, then again, I mean, I'll always support Mexico. I'll always
hell
love
yeah,
it.
dude. Like, um, and it's the same thing. I feel like this is the movie that had sort of our representation. Um, I'm really excited to see Blue Beetle because that's some more
Oh yeah,
representation when it comes out. But yeah, just seeing like Tenoch Huerta and like the rest of the cast, and like hearing like the dialects, and Lupita Nyong'o speaking really fluent Spanish was
yeah.
really
That
cool.
surprised me so
Yeah,
much.
I didn't know she was born in Mexico.
Yeah, fun fact there if you didn't know.
She got way more attractive when she started speaking Spanish to me, and she was already really attractive, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, gotta confess here. Me and Seb kind of became simps
Uh,
for Lupita Nyong'o.
I was already a good amount of simpiness for her. Like I already had a good amount of like, okay, like but after this
Nah,
movie,
dude, she's my queen, dude.
yeah,
She honestly, dude, like I did not expect to be such a simp for her, but now I
yeah,
am.
man.
I'll do anything for her.
Whenever
My
she was on
my
screen, God,
my African Mexican queen.
yeah,
But anyways, yeah, let's stop singing simping for Lupita for a second. Um
okay,
yeah, as we were saying, yeah, Namor, I fucking loved
yeah.
Namor in this
We were
movie.
also simping for Namor in this movie.
Yes, that is true.
I know the
That
rest
is
of the
true.
internet was too. Um, it was like,
Yeah.
hey, did you see the picture of like that somebody edits out their penis?
Oh yeah. They de-dicked him.
Yeah, they nerfed him.
They nerfed him, yeah. Yeah,
they nerfed his
if you don't
nuts.
know what we're talking about, basically they at the first trailers where they were showing I don't know if it's the first trailers, but one of the trailers for when they showed Namor, you see like a side profile kind of. And I mean, if you've seen Namor, he's literally just in like some Aztec thing on the top and some underwear.
Some booty shorts. Yeah,
Yeah, basically booty shorts. And man's packing,
yeah,
or at least he was, because they CGI'd that package out
yeah.
for some reason. They just what's it called?
They nerfed him,
They
bro.
took yeah, they nerfed him. They took away his manhood, dude.
They took a little magic eraser tool and they were just like, I don't know why they would do that, man. I feel like now he's less intimidating.
Yeah, I don't
Like
know.
if
I
Namor,
mean, if you saw a guy, a god, a Mexican god with bird wings on his legs, on his ankles,
mhm.
coming at you with a package like that.
Yeah, yeah, of course, I'd be terrified. But if I saw him with a small package, I'd be like,
Eh,
whatever, he'll stay.
it's whatever.
um,
God no.
speaking of intimidating things, the rest of the I don't know what they're called. They're not what are they called? Like the rest of Namor's
of the
people.
of the tribe. I don't know what they would be called, but I know the place is called Talokan.
Talakan.
So maybe
So
Talokans.
Talakanians. Yeah. When they first show up, when they're like singing their song, and they're like hunting down the people in the ship, I thought that shit was like it wasn't super scary, but it was done in a really cool way that gave off those really creepy vibes.
Yeah,
Um,
I agree.
and I thought that was so cool the way they sing their song and get people to kill themselves.
Yeah, I saw the movie with my girlfriend, and as soon as that part came out, she was like, "Mermaids!"
Yeah, yeah, mermaids. Yeah,
Yeah, man. It's maybe they got inspired by that, but it was a really cool
yeah,
detail,
probably
and I was definitely a fan.
fish people.
Like apart from the apart from Namor, I was a big fan of the Talokan people.
Yeah,
They're really
their
badass.
designs are really cool. Just in like the blue skin, like them wearing the respirators thing. I thought that was really clever. Uh, I guess to not make him so overpowered in terms of like the rest of like in terms of the Wakandans, you know, they want to make sure everything's fair, that they're not
Hmm.
too overpowered.
Yeah, it did get me thinking though, like why Namor was the only one with powers like that. But then they finally like did his intro,
Yeah, yeah,
like
yeah.
the whole thing.
I thought it was just because he was uh like half of whatever, or like he since he was the first one, he didn't have to. But then they explained it later in the movie that his is like the same thing, but it works differently.
It's because
Of
his
his
mom was pregnant
yeah
with him when she took that blue thing. I don't know what it was
yeah
called.
the the, the blue herb.
Yeah.
Which also another thing
What
I liked about this movie, just the world building, like you know, in Black
they did it
Panther,
so well.
in Black Panther they explained like the herb, the purple one. They explained the ancestor plane, all that stuff, and so it was interesting to see uh a country that has the basically the same resources as Wakanda, but like their different history and like uh their herb, you know, where they get their powers. So it was just really cool, and it makes you wonder like maybe there's some other herbs out there that we don't
Yeah,
know
dude.
about.
Now we know there's purple and blue.
Yeah,
Is there gonna be more?
yeah, it could be like a Green Lantern thing where there's like an herb of every color. I don't know my Black Panther lore,
Me
so
neither. Me neither. I also don't know much about Namor. I know you mentioned it.
yeah, I don't know shit about Namor either. Um,
Yeah.
but it's cool that they made this movie and Namor wasn't like a fucking joke, because I think for the most part I've always considered Namor to be like a lesser Aquaman, and
Yeah, same. That's what I was thinking of him before the movie.
like he's just a dude in shorts with pointy ears, right? But in this movie he's a badass. It's crazy to
Yeah,
think.
he is a complete badass.
Yeah, it's crazy to think that he's like the lesser Aquaman, because like a lot of people generally consider Aquaman to be kind of like a lame superhero, like just like on like generalization, like oh he's just a fucking fish dude. Um, so to get an even lesser fish dude is kind of crazy, but I think it
But
works really
they
well.
did really well with him.
He's
Um,
he's definitely gonna fuck Sue Storm whenever she comes out.
I've heard all about this on Twitter, but I don't know where it comes
It's
from.
because Namor has a big crush on Susan Storm, um,
Huh.
and he's always trying to steal her away from Reed Richards. Whenever Reed is being like all up in his lab, just like studying, neglecting his wife, Namor swoops in. He's like, "Come here, baby. You can be my queen," and shit like that.
He swims up to her.
Yeah.
Be kind of like a Cancun bar where you just like swim at a swim up bar,
Oh
just slide
yeah,
in.
yeah. It'd be like that. Yeah.
I mean that sounds funny, but I wonder who they're gonna cast as Susan Storm because we still don't know the cast for Fantastic Four,
There's been
which is crazy.
so many leaks and rumors, and I don't know.
They were saying, "Oh, they're gonna reveal them at D23. Oh, they're gonna reveal them at Comic Con." Still nothing.
Nothing.
I don't know. I don't know what's taking them so long. I mean, I feel like there's so many good choices, but I mean, we'll just have to see. I'm not gonna fan cast right now, but
Yeah, me
yeah,
neither.
that's too much work to
I feel
fan
like
cast.
we've talked about
Yeah,
the
we have.
Fantastic Four fan cast before.
Yeah, I mean, especially Reed, but we haven't really talked about
Yeah,
others
we
like
haven't
Sue
talked
Storm.
about anybody else, but we can do that another time.
Yeah,
Maybe if we ever do an episode on the Fantastic Four
Fantastic Four.
movies, yeah, we can talk about
I'm
them.
down.
I'm down too. It's been a hot minute since I saw those.
Yeah, same.
Okay, so
No, I mean, I was gonna ask you before since we're still talking about Namor,
Okay.
um, how do you feel about them changing his backstory? I know you don't know much about it, but obviously he wasn't Mexican in the
Yeah,
comics.
obviously he wasn't Mexican. I think it works. I think it's really good in terms of the Black Panther that uh like the whole theme of Black Panther, and especially in the MCU, because the first Black Panther is all about like Killmonger's whole thing is that he wants to basically kind of like sorry, he wants to give back. Oh fuck, he wants to force Wakanda to give back to the people um in the rest of the world, that we're taking in as slaves and stuff like that. He's kind of mad at Wakanda for not using their technology for saving, everybody else. And it's that thing about like oppression of like a certain race or a certain group of people. So I like that Namor is the same thing, but for conquistadores, like the Spaniards, like they came in, they fucked up a bunch of, they brought disease and all that stuff. So I think Namor working that angle and him like just I think it works really well. I mean, fuck the Spanish. That's
Yeah, no, I completely agree. I think it works so well. Um, but it did leave me curious if we would ever see Atlantis in the MCU. But I guess with this change, maybe not anymore.
yeah.
Not sure. Um, but I
I
do
mean,
know that
it
my girlfriend was excited to see Atlantis, but she was kind of disappointed with Namor's backstory being changed. But then we saw it and we loved it. So
yeah. Well, one thing I will say, I forget the name of the city that um I feel like it could have been a little bit better looking, like because it's supposed to rival
yeah, I guess so.
Wakanda, and I get that it's under the sea and it's like dark, there's no light, but I feel like they could have done a little bit more to it because
Maybe
we didn't
it
get
didn't seem like people had homes. They were just hanging
they
out
were just like
in
floating in the
like this
water,
area of
yeah.
the water.
But I like I don't know, maybe because of Atlantis and Aquaman, they were like, well, we got to do it like a little bit differently, you know.
Maybe,
So,
maybe, but yeah, I do see what you mean.
hmm
Then again, they are of Aztec roots and
yeah,
indigenous roots, so
you
they
know,
probably wouldn't have like a
yeah,
modernized
yeah, it'd be cool though
town.
to have like a pyramid, but like upside down. It's
Oh shit! Why does that sound cool?
yeah, something like that would be badass. I feel like,
Yeah, but well, if we're gonna go all scientific, I was gonna talk about the fucking bricks going down,
oh
but water
yeah,
pressure and shit.
yeah,
I
yeah.
don't know
I feel like it would
because
just look cool. Like if it was like underneath
it
like
would it would
a
look really
cave
cool.
and like a big rock, and then it's just like,
It'd be cool also if they had. Well, actually, no, they do have it. I was gonna say if they had like an air bubble where, uh,
oh yeah,
basically that's where the whole town is.
hmm
But it doesn't make sense because uh,
they
the
breathe
people they
water.
breathe water.
Yeah.
But they do have a little air bubble because we saw that in the movie
hmm
where Shuri was and um, Riri Williams, which
Oh
we haven't talked
yeah,
about.
I forgot about Riri. What was I gonna say? Riri, I thought was okay. I mean, I feel like I feel like it's a little bit weird to have her introduced in this because she's Ironheart. I feel like it makes more sense to be like an Iron Man related thing.
Hmm.
Um, but
Then again, he died like 3 years
yeah,
ago,
he died 3 years ago, and
or in the MCU, I think like at least
yeah,
six.
and Spider Man's doing the whole like crying about Iron Man thing. Um, so I think it's fine. It makes sense in the story that she's the one that makes the vibranium detector,
Hmm.
and I like her, but I thought she was like the forced like funny character of the movie. So she
Maybe.
wasn't she wasn't really like hitting it like doing it for me. I thought she was fine. I thought her whole story was okay, especially when she was like talking about like her car and her dad and her family and stuff.
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah, I think they introduced her pretty well. I
Mm-hmm.
honestly did not know much about her, just apart from the fact that she was considered to be one of the smartest in in the Marvel universe,
Mm-hmm.
and also that she becomes like basically the woman Iron Man. Um, but that's pretty much all I know about her.
Mm-hmm.
But I liked her. She did a good job with the little time she did have.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but uh, but yeah, I mean, I like her story and everything, and I think it worked well for it for Wakanda Forever because of the whole vibranium thing. You know, it made sense,
Mm-hmm.
just like you said. But yeah, good character. Didn't have anything to complain about her. Um, but one of the main characters that we need to talk about, what is one of the main characters that we need to talk about that is no longer with us, is T'Challa.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Chadwick Boseman, obviously he passed away. I think it was in 2020 or 2021. I'm not sure. Um, but uh, unfortunately, he was not able to be in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
He passed away from cancer. I don't know what type of cancer. I forgot.
I forgot
Um,
too.
but yeah, unfortunately, he was not able to make the movie. He was not able to live anymore with us. But we loved him, and he was a great Black Panther. But his legacy lives on, and in my opinion, Wakanda Forever did an amazing job with dealing with his laws and moving forward with his legacy
Yeah,
and leaving him high where he
yeah,
needs to be.
I thought it was like pretty respectful what they did. Um, in the beginning, addressing T'Challa and the characters passing, as well as Chadwick Boseman's unfortunate passing. Um, I like the intro instead of like the Marvel credit playing music. It was purple. Uh, just to go with T'Challa, and it was just images of T'Challa. And then towards the end, there's another scene where Shuri reminisces about T'Challa, and we just see like a bunch of scenes of Chadwick Boseman. So I thought for the most part, the movie did a really good job respecting him, and his character, his portrayal.
Mm.
Um, yeah, and I just thought it was nice. It was very
Yeah.
sweet. Got a lot of reaction from the crowd that I saw the movie with. You know, so
In my theater, it was dead silent
yeah,
in that intro
yeah,
with Chadwick.
there was a couple of people that were like aw or like but for the most part it was really nice. No one was like, I guess everybody felt the same way, about Chadwick. So that's really touching.
Yeah. So rest in peace, Chadwick. We miss you, man. Um, but yeah, I mean, moving on, I think they did a great job dealing with the loss, with his legacy.
Hmm.
And I mean, now Shuri in the MCU has to carry the baton of being the Black Panther, and which, by the way, um, do you think it's okay that they just like flat out said that she's gonna be a Black Panther in like the trailers or the poster? Because I know they just released a poster with her already as Black Panther.
uh I don't mind. I mean, I think it was sort of inevitable, oh my god, that Shuri was gonna be the Black Panther. um
Hmm. Yeah,
but
I'd say it was gonna be obvious,
Yeah,
but yeah.
and based off like the way that Marvel news spreads, I mean, we get leaks and rumors about all the MCU stuff like every other week, you know?
Hmm.
Like right now supposedly there's a rumor that White Tiger is going to be in Daredevil, and she's played by Jenna Ortega, supposedly. So
I heard about that
I feel
rumor.
like it's hard to avoid like any story speculations or rumors or leaks or anything like that. Um and I gotta be honest, I wasn't the biggest fan of Shuri in the first Black Panther, um, but I think she really stepped up in this movie. And something I wanted to say, when you think about it, everybody in this movie like is a side character, right? in the first Black Panther. So for them to pull like for them having to like work off of like what happened, I think they did a really good job. Like the performances I think are some of the better ones in the MCU. Angela Bassett, like and all her monologues, like
Oh man, dude,
she fucking
Angela
kills it,
Bassett.
dude.
Angela Bassett deserves a fucking Oscar nomination after her performance in this movie.
Dude, a lot of her shit gave me chills. And I think everyone, you know, got their got like a lot of emotion and heart into this movie. Um I think Chadwick Boseman passed away when the script was finished. So they had to rework pretty much everything. And I feel like they had every they could have totally
Yeah.
canceled this movie, I feel like. But they chose to, you know, they wanted to do this. They wanted to do it for him. And I feel
hmm
like they did a really good job, honestly. Um
were you on the train of recasting him or not from the beginning?
I don't know because I always felt that like maybe you could have, you know, um I never thought that they had to recast him because Black
hmm
Panther is always about like the lore of Black Panther is always, you know, passing down the mantle to somebody else. You know, death is never really the end for the Black Panther. So I
hmm
always thought it would be like when I heard about Chadwick passing away, I thought it would be interesting to have another character take on the mantle of Black Panther. Um and I mean I feel like it worked out in this movie. I think it does a good job. Um
Yeah.
so yeah, I mean I feel like it's different though, you know, because T'Challa is the main character. It's not like recasting Rhodey, you know, in between Iron Man. It's not like
Funny you mentioned that.
like
Um,
Edward Norton or anything like that, you know.
yeah, funny you mentioned that. Literally, before the movie started, the guys that were sitting next to me, they were talking about that, like the recast of. They were saying like, oh, maybe they should have recast T'Challa, and and then the guy next to him like, yeah, I didn't have a problem with Brody,
Yeah. So
uh,
but I don't
but it's for a
know.
different reason,
Yeah.
much different reason, and a much more beloved character.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean
I'm
I got nothing to say after that. Yeah, like I feel like they could have done they could have recasted T'Challa, but I feel like audiences would have reacted way like poorly to that.
Yeah, I feel like the fans would not have been happy, especially
Yeah.
how toxic MCU fans are.
Yeah. And
Um,
yeah, no, MCU
but
fans are toxic. They I don't know. I feel like what they did in the movie, having T'Challa pass away, is good, and I feel like maybe the end of this movie also sets up a potential recast. I don't know if it's spoilers. The movie's been out for like a while. We can talk about that at the end, but
oh, we'll wait a little bit. But
yeah.
basically, I mean, I loved what you said about the Black Panther. The death is not the end for a Black Panther.
Mhm.
Um, because I feel like it works out so well.
Yeah.
They play so well to the story.
Honestly, I
Obviously,
really
it's not a good way for the story to go, but it worked out well.
yeah, I mean with what happened, like giving the circumstances, I think they handled it the best way they possibly could. And that's one
hmm
thing I wanted to talk about cuz you know how in the first movie T'Challa sees his dad in the ancestral plane. In this movie Shuri sees someone in the ancestral plane also. I was really scared at the beginning of this movie that they were going to have a CGI like Chadwick Boseman.
Oh yeah, I thought about it. I
and
thought about it that they would.
and I I was so scared that they were going to do that cuz I thought that would have been the worst way possible, I think, to possibly do that because
Yeah, that movie would have gone down so many ratings
yeah, cuz
because of that.
I feel like that would be a little bit distasteful. Um,
Yeah,
like
definitely not the move.
because it's like how would you do his voice? How would you, you know, like do all this and that? Like, what would Chadwick's family think if they did that? I mean, I'm pretty sure they could have tried to do it a sweet way, but I feel like it would have come off as too uncanny valley and as a little bit disrespectful. You know,
Yeah, no, that definitely for respect. I would never have made that choice, and I'm glad that they didn't.
it would. I think it would have been too cheesy too. It would have been a little bit like the Ghostbusters, uh, with like Harold Ramis that they had as a CGI like version of him.
To be fair, that's different because the circumstances are different, and I think they did a good
I
job
mean,
with that
yeah,
one.
but it still comes off as a little bit like I don't know. I don't know what's the right word to describe it, but I feel like I don't know. Like whenever I see the Princess Leia and
I know
like
what you're saying. I know what
yeah,
you're saying.
it's just like a little weird to me, you know. Um,
Hmm.
and I was really worried that they were gonna do that in this movie, that they were gonna have
Yeah,
Shuri interact with T'Challa that way. Um,
I'm glad they didn't.
no, I'm glad they
But how do
didn't.
you feel about the person that Shuri did see?
I thought that was badass. Uh, can we say who it is? I mean,
Yeah, we've seen it. Yeah,
okay, so Shuri
we're halfway anyway.
recreates the herb that gives the Black Panthers their powers. Um, and they go through the whole like ceremony. She does the ceremony with Nakia and I think it's Riri. Um, and she
Yeah,
wakes up
both of them.
in the ancestral plane, and it's kind of like this whole question of like, oh, who's she gonna see? Is she gonna see T'Challa? Is she gonna see um
Her
the
mom.
Queen? Yeah, Angela
Oh,
Bassett.
because we didn't even
Yeah,
mention
we
that
didn't
she
mention that
died.
she fucking passed away. Rest in peace.
Yeah, Namor flat out killed her. Oh, by the way, before we
Shuri got
this
no family
fucking
now.
yeah, no, sure he got no family, but no, before that, that fucking line that Namor said after he killed her mom
Mm-hmm.
was fucking insane. I was like, oof, fucking like mic
Yeah,
drop, dude. He said the quote. I might be misquoting it because I don't remember it perfectly, but it was something along the lines of, "You are queen. Bury your dead. Mourn your losses."
yeah. It was
That
something like
line
that.
was so fucking cold. I
Yeah,
loved
dude.
it.
When he said that, I looked at my girlfriend. And I was like, "Yo," it was
Yeah.
such a cool line.
Yeah, I fucking love that. I didn't love the fact that the queen just died.
Yeah, yeah,
um but um but the way that like her death represents Shuri is pretty well done.
yeah. And going back to what we were talking about, I really like that
Yeah.
Killmonger was the one that showed up.
Hmm.
Um, I know a lot of people wanted maybe Killmonger to come back and be Black Panther somehow, like
Yeah.
redeem
Somehow
himself.
revive him.
Redeem himself. I think that could be a cool concept in terms of like multiverse bullshit. But
Maybe.
but whatever. Talking about Killmonger, the fact that Shuri sees him and it's supposed to be like, oh yeah, you're just like me, Shuri. You're not as noble as T'Challa. You fight dirty. You want to do things.
Hmm.
Like right after her mom just died, it gives Shuri like a little bit of an edge to it. I wish she kind of had more of that edge at the beginning of the movie, just to see how different she is from T'Challa, like throughout the whole beginning, and then in the middle have her like question like, oh, am I really like Killmonger or am I more like T'Challa? Have more of that conflict. I feel like would have been a little bit better instead of just like tacked on at the end. Um, but for the most part, I really liked Michael B. Jordan showing up again. Um, he kills it. His outfit was really good. Um,
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, he was honestly the best part of the first movie, and I
Yeah.
think you mentioned it earlier.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad that he was able to come back for this. And honestly, I mean, you were saying earlier, the villain was the best part of Black Panther, and honestly, I might say the same thing about this one.
Oh yeah, straight
Uh,
up. I
but
agree.
the fact that it was better, the villain, than like the protagonist doesn't make this movie bad,
Mm-hmm.
because it was a very touching movie. It
Yeah.
was a
No.
very well written and everything.
Uh, I always say a good villain is one that is not necessarily right in their way they do things, but you see why people would agree with them or side with them.
Y-
And
Yeah.
I think that's prevalent with Killmonger. I think that's also really big with Namor. Like it's you can see their vision, you can see their motives clearly. They're not just some one dimensional like I want to fucking kill everything, you know. Um,
Yeah.
so they really
Some
work with
character development,
yeah
man.
they
It's
work as
fucking important.
characters and yeah they're just good and I want to say uh like I said before this movie is basically the side characters from the last movie
Hmm.
and they carry most of it. Like Okoye had a lot of good moments too. I feel
Yeah.
when she loses Shuri and the queen monologues to her about losing like all of her family and she's like breaking down in tears and like gives up her spear. And then like that conflict isn't resolved because the queen dies, and Okoye has to like double down and like you know
Just
just
because the queen's gone, she doesn't like just go back to being in with the with what are they called?
with the
The Dharma Lodge. I
yeah
forgot the name
like
of it by a second.
she gets the other armor that Shuri
Yeah.
has and
Yeah, she respected the queen's decision.
yeah so
Um,
that shit was cool
yeah.
and honestly I thought the fights were better in this movie a little bit like the one on the bridge where Okoye is fighting that big dude. I thought she was gonna die.
Yeah.
The way that was shot and the way that was handled, I thought Okoye was gonna die, and I was like, it was kind of tense.
Yeah.
I mean, in terms of like,
It was tense
yeah,
also because it was quiet. It was like there was no music behind that fight.
yeah. So I thought that was really cool. Um, the movie I will say is a little bit slow at some points. I feel like,
Yeah, it could be. I mean, it doesn't help the fact that the Black Panther Wakanda Forever is 2 hours and 41 minutes long.
yeah, uh,
Yeah.
yeah, it's long, but I feel like sometimes it feels a little bit longer than it could be. Honestly, I feel like you can cut out what's his face Ross. I feel like you can cut him out of the movie.
Yeah.
I feel like he doesn't do shit other than
Ross and also that other lady, which by the way, I'm not being a fan of her, honestly. She's
what was she
so
doing evil.
boring. No, but
Oh
I don't feel like she adds enough to the story
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I feel like they only added her so that you can see her a little bit more.
so that you can be like, "Oh yeah, that lady
So
from the Thunderbolts."
so that the brain dead MCU fans could be like, oh, that's a thing. That's setting up a thing for something else.
Yeah,
Sorry, brain dead MCU fans. Nothing against you. I love you. Um,
everything against you.
I not everything has to be a fucking cameo or set up something else. Um,
Yeah. I would have been okay with just Ross, but the fact that they that she also came out and then they added the fact that like, oh yeah, they were married. It's like,
yeah,
ugh,
like I don't
okay.
give a fuck. Honestly, yeah, like you could have deleted all those scenes, and I feel like it would have been the same bullshit. Um,
Yeah. Literally, instead of saying, like asking Ross for help in finding Riri, I'm pretty sure what the Wakandans could have figured out by themselves. Like, oh yeah, we're getting a signal from someone in fucking, I
yeah,
don't know, Boston or some
yeah,
shit.
or
And then boom, that whole storyline with Ross gone.
yeah, and then Ross is always saying like, oh, the news is saying that the Wakandans did everything. They're gonna come for your ass. Like, sure, he could have read that on the fucking like newspaper, fucking website, whatever.
Yeah, we like Wakandans don't give a shit.
Ross did not have to be the one telling them everything, especially because he doesn't even he doesn't share scenes with them. He's just like somewhere else.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It was just I didn't see the point of that. But yeah, no. Thankfully, you don't have to stay the whole 2 hours and 41 minutes because there was not a second post credit scene. There's only
Oh
one.
yeah. I forgot.
Um, I don't know if you want to talk about that one now or do you want to.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I mentioned this before that the movie could potentially set up a recast of T'Challa as Black Panther because
I don't know if I
uh
considered it a
no,
recast.
but think about it because there's lots of rumors that there's gonna be a time skip, another time skip in like
Oh, I hadn't heard that.
Secret Wars and other stuff. So potentially what the fuck was I gonna say? Oh yeah, the thing that I
Oh
glossed over
shit!
earlier.
Another time skip.
Yeah,
That's crazy because we already have one from Endgame,
yeah,
which is 5 years.
yeah. That's something that
So,
I've just
oof.
seen here and there. Um, but Nakia has a secret son with T'Challa. You know, the Black Panther from the first movie.
Hmm.
Um, and his name is also T'Challa, which is like the big reveal that like, oh shit, T'Challa has another kid. And the ending of the movie says the Black Panther will return. Obviously they mean Shuri, but a lot of fans are thinking that potentially we could have another T'Challa like down the road.
Maybe,
I
but maybe they could work together.
yeah, yeah, no, obviously. I feel like um they're doing it maybe as a sort of precaution, you know, to sort of have that in place because I feel like they like with shit like Captain Marvel, you know, people didn't like Captain Marvel, and I'm pretty sure she was gonna be like the main, uh, like Avenger following Tony's death, right? But people didn't like her, so I feel like Marvel may be doing it just to be safe, like on the safe side, like oh, what if
Just
people
to
don't like
see how people
Shuri?
react.
Yeah, so I don't know. I think it could be interesting if they do another T'Challa, but I feel like it's just nice if they just keep his legacy like that. Like, oh, he like T'Challa's not really gone. You know, like he lives through his son. I think that's sweet.
Mhm.
Um, something we didn't talk about, JP, is the Black Panther costume for Shuri.
Oof.
Okay, so
Okay.
I think we agree that then based on your reaction, I don't like the suit.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm not the biggest fan of it.
uh,
It's not a bad costume. Honestly, hot take.
I like the helmets.
The
The helmet.
the helmets all kind of look the same.
Yeah, no, but I like
Um,
shirt like that. Shuri's has the dot. You know, like the
no,
dot. So
yeah,
I
yeah,
think
no.
that's fine.
That's one thing that made me like it actually.
Hmm.
But no, but honestly, hot take. The worst Black Panther costume is the one that T'Challa got from Shuri in the first movie.
Yeah,
I do
the
not like that
the
costume.
upgraded one with like the
Yeah,
purple glowy effects. That one sucks
yeah.
ass. Um,
It makes him look so skinny.
yeah,
The purple glowy thing is cool, I guess, but the fact that
but it's not
it
done
looks
well.
so bad, it looks
Yeah,
so bad with the CGI. I
the
hated it.
CGI in the first Black Panther movie really like puts it
Sucked.
down. Especially the ending,
Yeah,
when he's fighting Killmonger. It looks like ass.
literally, they just filmed the
And
blue screen.
yeah,
No one was in there.
yeah, no,
They weren't even tracing them. There was just it was just a blue screen
poor
or
overworked
green.
CGI people. Um, CGI is better in this one, but I feel like I fucking hate Marvel costumes, bro. They're so over designed. Um, sometimes you know, like sometimes we get some really good ones.
I feel like we've gotten good ones recently.
Yeah.
Uh,
I hate the
like
Thor one, the one that he gets in Love and Thunder. I hate that one.
the one with blue and gold.
Yeah, that one's what a nightmare. Um, the Spider-Man one was badass.
Oh
Falcons,
yeah.
like Falcons Captain America one, I think is really cool. Um,
I really like the Scarlet Witch one we got from
yeah,
WandaVision.
Scarlet Witch is good. Trying to think of other good ones, but I hate Bucky's design in the MCU. Aside from Winter Soldier, um,
Moon Knight, dude.
oh yeah, Moon Knight was cool. His was really textured. Uh, uh, I didn't like the one where he has like the, I don't know what it's called, not the suit one, the other one, the one that,
Not the suit one.
yeah,
Not Mr. Knight.
no, not the one where he has like the tie and like the actual suit. Wasn't there like a third one that he has like a? It looks like it's like that sort of like elasticy material. I don't know if I'm remembering it right, but I don't like that
To
one.
my knowledge, there was only two versions of Moon Knight,
Uh, I
like
thought
in the suit.
I thought there was three, but never mind. She Hulk's was like okay. Um,
It was just, yeah, it was
Hulk,
just okay.
the Hulk in general, um, got super
Yeah,
nerfed. Um,
yeah, pretty
I
much.
think Doctor Strange has a pretty okay costume. in terms
Yeah.
of
Yeah, but it's not something new though.
yeah. But I like it when he has the yellow gloves. I think he looks
He
cool.
only wore those once in that post credit scene from Thor. I think it was Ragnarok.
I thought he had
Yeah,
them in a movie, but I like him with the yellow gloves. I think it adds to his like weirdness.
yeah. I
Um,
wonder. I wonder why we haven't gotten them again. But yeah, I
but
mean, in terms of the design, yeah, I think recently we've gotten more like I guess comic accurate costumes,
yeah, somewhat.
and yeah, some of them are good. Some of them,
Yeah,
it's a hit or miss.
I
But
don't know. I feel like the MCU tries to over design a lot of the costumes. Like they always have this weird like shape, like these weird like shapes to them. I hate Ant Man's costume. If I'm being
oh
honest,
yeah,
they have all these
yeah,
lines. Um, the Spider-Man Homecoming one had those lines too, but I always like the colors in that suit, so I never hated it too much. Um,
yeah. You talk about the Homecoming one,
yeah.
the Tony Stark one. Yeah,
Hawkeye finally got like an actual like comic type suit. I thought that one was okay. But
yeah, the
before
purple
that,
one,
Hawkeye looked like a fucking nerd. Like all he did was look like a dude. Um,
like a dude. Yeah, pretty
yeah.
much.
But yeah, I want to see better MCU costumes. Like when the X-Men and
Yeah.
Fantastic Four. Oh, I hate the Fantastic Four suit. I hate the Reed Richards one.
To be fair, we don't know if that's the one they're gonna use for
Yeah,
their
no,
movie.
I hope they don't use that one, but I think it sucks ass. Um,
Damn, bro.
yeah, man.
I mean, I heard a rumor that the movie for Fantastic Four is actually gonna be set in the '60s. I obviously don't know if that's true,
Mm,
but if it is in the '60s, I'm pretty sure the suit would be different.
yeah,
That I think it would look more
more
like
old.
the one more old, like maybe the one from the comics or like the old Fantastic Four movie where
Oh,
like they're
damn.
blue and white,
Yeah,
maybe something like that. I don't know.
yeah. I feel it's because you can make good comic accurate costumes that don't look like dorky. Because that's what a lot of people say that if you
Yeah,
go
and
comic
then
accurate,
especially if they don't require
yeah,
heavy CGI.
yeah, like Deadpool has a really comic accurate costume, and his looks really good.
Yeah.
The scrapped Wolverine one in that credit scene, that one was really good too.
Oh, dude, we
Um,
haven't talked about that.
yeah, that one was really sick. I wish we could have seen Hugh Jackman wear it. I hope he wears it in Deadpool 3. That'd be sick,
We
dude.
might see it because yeah, if you guys didn't know, Hugh Jackman is returning as Wolverine
Yeah, we haven't talked about that.
for Deadpool 3, which is insane. When those news came out, it broke the internet. Because honestly, yeah, we all know Logan is one of the best movies in general, not even
Mm,
superhero movies. It's so good. That movie is goaded for history, and obviously, as Logan is goaded, Hugh Jackman is goaded for being Wolverine for I think it was 17 years, and now he's gonna continue on for one more movie without ruining his story for Logan, which is really nice.
yeah.
But
Um,
yeah, maybe he does wear
yeah.
that cool costume. I think I'd be a fan of it.
I would love to see Wolverine wear his actual suit cuz only wearing like leather and a little bit of the yellow and blue here and there, I think is such a disservice. A lot of people like say that Wolverine wouldn't wear a suit like that, but Wolverine's a soldier, you know? He knows when to wear a uniform. Uh,
Hmm.
and I really want to see the X-Men and their suits. I feel like X-Men movies have done a okay job, like in First Class and in um what was that other one
Yeah,
in Dark Phoenix in terms of their suits. Not the
just
first
wonder what they're
ones.
gonna look like in the MCU
Yeah,
officially,
who knows,
which
man.
I don't know when we're gonna see like an actual X-Men movie.
They're probably gonna be
Been
like 30 years old, dude.
Yeah, I heard something about they can't make them until 2025. Um, I don't know why. Something with the fucking contracts. I don't know.
That's fucking weird.
Some business bullshit.
But we already
But
got like they can't
but
make
we already
movies or
no, they can't make. I don't think they can make like a full X-Men movie until then. But
oh
I don't know. That's something I heard somewhere, maybe
cuz
on Twitter.
cuz it's weird cuz like they can use Professor X, but it's weird that they can't make like
An
a whole
X-Men
movie.
movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
That's
mean, yeah,
crazy.
no, as soon as that thing started, we started seeing like the whole mutants thing.
Yeah. Oh, dude,
Um
another suit I didn't like. I'm not the biggest fan of the Daredevil She-Hulk suit. I think
yeah,
I
I
think
don't
the yeah
know
I think
about
the
that
I think the
mustard
gold,
looking ass.
yeah, it looks a little bit like piss. I'm a big fan of the suit in the comics, like the gold and the red, but I feel like
Yeah, it didn't translate well.
yeah, the other Daredevil
That
suit,
shade of yellow.
yeah, the other Daredevil suit I really like, but I think it doesn't work well with that color. I feel like
Yeah, no.
they could
I
have
think they're
done.
gonna do black and red though for the actual show for Daredevil Born Again,
Yeah,
which I'm excited for.
black and red is always a cool combo.
Yeah,
Nothing beats just all red Daredevil though. Like that shit is so cool. That shit is so clean.
yeah.
What was I gonna say? Maybe they'll use the suit for Daredevil that they have in the. I don't know if you ever saw it for the Spider-Man freshman year cartoon. Daredevil's
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. It was gonna be like black and yellow, right?
no, it was black and red also. So
Oh,
maybe they're gonna share design elements. Um,
maybe. Which I heard another rumor that it might be canceled.
I heard that too, and then I heard another rumor that it's it's gonna be delayed. Like it's gonna release another some other time.
Which that's actually a little show that I was very like, excited for. I was gonna
Yeah.
watch that.
Every time a new Spider-Man cartoon comes out, I'm always like, "Yay, Spider-Man!" And then, um, I
We're
I
Spider-Man podcast.
I watch like a couple episodes and then I check out. Except Spectacular Spider-Man, that shit is awesome. That shit is good. Um, it's on Disney Plus now, so
Yeah, but
y'all should watch that shit.
going back to Black Panther, the
Shut
designs.
up. Ironheart. We didn't talk about her suit. I think it's alright.
eh,
It's alright.
it's alright. Eh.
Looks like a Power Ranger or something.
Oh yeah, it does.
Looks like a
Oh, but that reminds me of
oh
Jason David
fuck,
Frank, dude.
dude.
Yeah, dude.
Damn.
We were recording this, I think, like 2 days, or was it yesterday?
No, I think it was 2 days ago.
Yeah. Sadly,
Yeah, it was Sunday.
one of our childhood heroes, Jason David Frank, who plays the Green Power
He
Ranger,
played a bunch,
sometimes white,
bro.
sometimes black.
Sometimes
Um,
red.
yeah,
Whole fucking
but
rainbow, man.
mostly known as the Green Ranger.
Hmm.
Um, he sadly passed away. I didn't look up the reason why, and I kind of don't want to know. But
I think he committed suicide.
yes,
That
yeah, I think I saw something like comparing him to people that did commit suicide, which is so sad.
that's what my friend Andy told me, but I didn't. Well, you know Andy, but I didn't look into it. But yeah,
Yeah,
it sucks, man.
it
Like
sucks, man. And I did not think about it until until you remembered
yeah,
me
fuck,
with that she looks like Power Ranger.
damn.
But yeah, no. Rest in peace to Chadwick Boseman, but also to Jason David
And
Frank.
rest in peace, Kevin Conroy too, man.
Oh yes, also
Fucking
Kevin Conroy,
the
dude.
Batman.
Literally in the span of like a week or two or two.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was crazy.
so many important deaths. Childhood heroes, man. Kevin Conroy and Jason David Frank. Wow, man.
Yeah.
So sad. I don't want to end it like that.
I know. Fuck. I regret saying Power Ranger now, cause that made me.
No, it's okay.
Damn, I had completely forgotten. Like, I had put that in the back of my head. Like,
Yeah,
damn.
no. I mean, like I said, rest in peace to them. They'll
Yeah.
always be remembered. They'll loved forever. But going back to Black Panther because I don't want to end it on a bad note. The design of Shuri's costume, not the worst, but also not the best. Um, I saw a picture with all I think it was like 5 or 6 Black Panther costumes, and definitely the best one without a debate is the very first one we saw in Captain America: Civil War.
Yeah. I always
He
thought
looked so
that
good
one
in
was
that
so
movie.
good. And then when I rewatched Black Panther, when Shuri replaces it, I was like so pissed off.
Yeah, because it doesn't look like a real suit.
No,
That's what I hated about
it's
it.
the same problem with Spider-Man: Homecoming and
Like,
like
what is the point
that
of?
CGI like so close to the skin type shit where it just looks like skin, you know, it doesn't look like an actual suit.
Yeah, he looked way too skinny. I did not like that the first one that Shuri gave him. And and I guess in this one it doesn't really matter because I mean
Shuri's
Letitia
skinny.
Wright
Yeah.
is skinny. Like it fits her,
Hmm.
but I didn't like how it fit T'Challa.
Yeah.
Um
The only thing I don't like
yeah.
about Shuri's is like like it's all over designed. Like too many lines that don't.
Yeah.
It just doesn't do shit. Like I really like the inclusion of the dots. I think that's really cool. And
Yeah. I do like the combination of the black and gold though.
yeah, the black and gold is really clean. But I don't know. I feel like
But
she,
yeah.
I don't know. I feel like she could have had like some purple in there or like to honor T'Challa. But maybe that's just T'Challa's color, and she didn't want to. She didn't want to do that.
Maybe. Is there anything we're missing to talk about the movie?
M'Baku. I
Oh yeah.
just
M'Baku was great in this movie.
I
He did
just
not have much screen time.
yeah, I just like M'Baku.
Favorite line of the whole movie, you bald-headed demon.
Oh yeah. Um, that this movie had like here and there it was like trying to be Marvel funny, but it wasn't that bad. Like there wasn't a joke every 5 seconds, you know, which I
Yeah.
appreciate. I appreciated the more serious tone it had with T'Challa, with everything that was going
I mean,
on.
honestly, it's getting fucking tired that every MCU movie is just they're just trying to be a comedy.
It's a fucking nightmare, dude.
Yeah. So I really like the approach that they went with this one.
Like I hate being a hater and like a cynical asshole, but
It's repetitive,
not
man.
every
It
movie has to like not every MCU movie has to be like you don't have to sacrifice story for the sake of like a joke, you know.
yeah.
Um which I know was a complaint for Love and Thunder. I remember Chris Hemsworth sort of hating on all the jokes. Um
Oh, really? He was hitting on his own movie.
I think so. I think from what I remember,
I didn't hear that. That's crazy.
there was like certain tweets or like certain clips of like interviews where he wasn't like I don't know, he wasn't that into the jokes. Um
Oh, I didn't know that. That's crazy. That's kind of like Mark Hamill kind of shitting on the Last Jedi. But I whatever.
yo, fuck Mark Hamill, dude. Like just kidding. But in terms of the MCU, I feel like I miss an age where uh superhero movies could be like different genres and not necessarily all be all be like the same, like feel the same, you know. Like
Yeah.
that's why I like Multiverse of Madness because it feels like a horror movie, and
Hmm.
I want more of that variety, um, and shit.
Yeah, no. Especially if it's done well.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly.
but
Like Logan was like a western,
yeah,
that
that
kind of
movie made me
shit.
cry, man.
Yeah, dog.
And this movie could get to your feelings depending how you felt about uh
Chadwick and
Chadwick. I mean,
T'Challa.
if you loved him so much, you know, probably get to your feelings because it did a good job, man.
Mm-hmm.
You and me, like Black Panther wasn't my favorite superhero, and I mean we both not fans of the first movie, but man, dude, this movie knows how to get to your feelings.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Um, and they did really
Yeah,
well.
it was like a gut punch. Like
Yeah,
you said,
dude.
like Black Panther's not my favorite superhero or whatever, but I felt really sad watching
Yeah.
all that, especially at the end with all that montage and the silence. It was really nice.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
Uh,
something that I wanted to mention. Um, the I noticed because I was watching TikTok before recording this, and so coincidentally, a friend of ours, I guess I would like to consider him a friend. Straw Hat Goofy. We have mentioned him a couple times on our episodes. Which, by the way, we would love to have you on, man. Um, we are big fans of you, but we would really love to have you in the movie. We wanted to have you for this episode, but unfortunately, weren't able to. But you're welcome anytime. But anyways, um, he mentioned that the Phase 4 of the MCU was kind of about passing the baton, um,
Oh yeah, for sure.
which Black Panther, I mean Black Widow, I mean
Black
passing
Widow,
to what's her name? Uh,
Yelena.
Elena, yeah, Florence Pugh.
You got Black Widow. You
Um,
got Captain America. You
you know,
got
Spider Man. You get the Toby and Andrew pass the
yeah.
baton to Tom Holland. Doctor Strange kind of passing the baton to America Chavez.
Oh
You know,
yeah.
she was
Yeah,
learning
I guess so.
magic.
Yeah, that's a good thing. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's a good
Thor.
comparison. I bet.
Thor
Um,
talking about. I mean, but putting in giving the little girl
mm,
uh the
Hawk,
axe.
Hawkeye and She Hulk.
Yeah, Hawkeye and She Hulk.
Um,
Um, but yeah, I mean, I think you mentioned it already. Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Miss Marvel, I
Um,
guess too.
yeah, Miss Marvel for
I
sure.
never saw that show, but
I did.
it's the same passing the
Not gonna talk
torch.
about it, but yes, same story. But yeah, Phase 4 was about all that, about passing the baton, and I don't know how you feel about that, but I feel like they've done a pretty well job, but it does feel like they kind of just are setting up for what's next.
Yeah.
Uh, so yeah, I don't know. What do you think?
Uh, yeah. I feel like that's a good observation. It does seem I have seen like pictures of like the original characters now like before and then the characters that they like their successors after. So that's interesting. It's gonna be an interesting lineup, especially when it comes down to like Secret Wars and the Dynasty of Kang. Um, so now I wonder
Hmm.
if Ant-Man is gonna be the same thing because his daughter
Maybe,
is gonna get her own suit and her own set of powers. So we'll just have to see.
maybe.
You know, Shang-Chi is a new hero. You know, um,
Yeah, I think that was the
so,
exception. Also, kind of Eternals.
yeah, but that's the thing that they're doing. They're introducing new heroes and new legacy heroes to
Hmm.
to have a new lineup because obviously you can't bring back um like Steve Rogers,
Yeah.
Tony Stark, like
And
those
then in
people.
10 years, we're gonna have they're gonna pass the baton to someone else.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're gonna
but
have
yeah.
we're gonna have Miles Morales in 10 years because
I hope so at some point.
yeah.
I I think the
Supposedly Tom Holland is doing a new trilogy and
yeah I thought that I think I saw he signed the contract
yeah,
already, which
so
I'm excited for, and I hope
ooh.
they do a good job with that.
Yeah, I hope they do some cool shit. Hope
Yeah,
it's not the same old shit.
yeah. I think they did a good job with the whole passing the
Yeah,
baton theme.
I'm excited to
and
see most of these characters again.
and now
Uh,
Shuri is now holding that baton, and she might pass it on to the new T'Challa's son,
oh yeah, that's gonna be
T'Challa
the setup
Junior.
in 10 years. And when they finally do X-Men, he's gonna marry Storm, and they're gonna have a baby.
Oh, I think I saw another rumor. I know we just talked about the fucking rumors this whole episode,
Oh,
but I
Kiki
think I saw
Palmer.
another rumor.
Kiki Palmer.
What? Oh, maybe.
Yeah,
I
that's
think
just
I
a
saw
bad
that one.
cast. That's
No, it was about X-23. The one, the little girl. I forgot her name. I think her name was Lauren.
Laura.
Uh, Laura, and in Logan, she's maybe gonna come out in Deadpool 3. So that's cool.
Ooh. It'd be cool if the. I mean, I know a lot of people wouldn't like, uh, would have preferred maybe original Wolverine, but it would be cool to see, Lara as Wolverine in the MCU because that's something that they did for the comics where X-23 took over as Wolverine
Yeah,
after Old Man Logan and oh no, not after Old Man Logan. It's a different universe, but
I'd be a fan of that. I would like to see her more.
I feel like that would be cool. Um, especially with like Sam Wilson, Captain America, and the rest of the lineup. I think that'd be interesting.
Hmm.
Um,
Before we go, I forgot to mention with the thing I always mention, which is the ratings for this movie.
oh,
Um, Black Panther: Wakanda Forever stands right now at an 84% on Rotten Tomatoes for their tomato meter for the critics score, but the audience score is a lot higher. It's at an 95%.
Oh, cool, cool.
So pretty good on them.
What does the first
I'm
one
I'm
have?
glad that people like this movie.
It has
I
like a
actually don't know,
91.
but let me look it up right now.
I think it has like a
Black Panther.
94.
Black
91.
Panther 2018 with Chadwick Boseman. It has a 96% on
Ah,
Rotten
damn.
Tomatoes,
I was so close.
but the audience score goes down and it goes to a 79.
Oh shit.
It went down pretty bad.
Damn.
Not pretty bad, but it went down a good amount
You know,
from a 96 to a 79. And in Wakanda Forever's case, it went up.
they learned some common sense here and there.
Yeah.
Um, but no,
Yeah. So
I agree with the. I feel the same way about those movies. I feel like I said it. I like this one more than the first one, so that's
yeah,
pretty
I
close.
did too. Um, and I don't agree. Well, I don't agree fully um with the critic score, but I also don't agree with the audience score in this case. For Black Panther number one, I don't remember what I gave it for at first, but it was probably a 7. That's because that's what I feel right now.
Mm-hmm.
But definitely, since I did like Wakanda Forever more, I think my rating for it would probably be between a 7.5 and an 8.
Yeah.
Um,
I think I gave Wakanda for no the first Black Panther. I think I gave it a pretty bad score. When we did the tier list. Um, but since I rewatched it, I kind of enjoyed it more. So I would say 7 for Black Panther and an 8 for Wakanda Forever. So basically, what you said. Um,
yeah.
we're in like pretty much agreement.
Yeah, I think it just depends on the mood, but definitely it's between a 7.5 and an 8 because I do fucking love Namor and other quality, but there's some things like about a movie. But anyway, yeah, I think that should be the end of the episode.
Mm-hmm.
It was nice to remember the past, remember T'Challa's legacy, and it'll be nice to know that we got new heroes that will take his place and also respect his path, his legacy.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's it for us.
Also, we forgot to say this, but the Neymar, Neymar's people, they go like this.
Oh yeah, dude.
They do the Dragon Ball thing, and that's a reference to how all Mexicans like Dragon Ball.
God. Okay.
Yeah, no, I the director told me he said it.
Oh yeah, Ryan Cooler. Yeah, I'm sure.
Yep. Uh oh my god, I just heard my echo on this thing. Yeah, but anyways, thanks for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe on everything. Um,
Yeah,
let
guys.
let us know what movie you want us to do next. I know we mentioned Fantastic Four, but let us know if you want to do something not superhero related or anything else.
Yeah, of
Yeah.
course.
See you guys.